Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to another video. In this one, I'm talking about basically the difference between, somebody who's stuck at a $5,000 to $6,000 maybe a month level with their agency, and somebody who's scaled far above and beyond $10,000, $20,000, even $30,000 a month, which is sitting right around where I tend to be at this current state of my business. And so you might notice there's a bit of a different background. I've actually grabbed an Airbnb for about a week. Just to focus on some stuff. I'm actually resetting my course completely. I am getting that proper again because it's good as it is now. It's really good, but I want it to be better. I've also got some new clients that I just brought in. Some of the highest paying clients I've ever had. I actually had my first $10,000 day purely with the consulting, purely with the agency in September, and I realized, okay, I really need to focus and make that really serious and make sure I actually build a team. So that's what I'm working on here. I've actually got a lot more going on, but that's kind of the surface level. And in this video, primarily, all I wanted to do was share simple systems thinking, okay? So what a lot of people do when they're running an agency, they think that they have to do everything. They think they have to be the provider of the service. They have to do the marketing for the service. They have to do the sales. They have to do everything. But really, in order to scale, ultimately, all you got to think about is how do I drive the result that people are paying for and not include myself in the process. And so in my course, I'm actually starting to teach people how to develop systems that allow you to scale far above and beyond the freelancer model, right? And one, for example, could be hiring a team. So once you have people on board who actually handle the work for you, you can scale very rapidly. And you don't have to hire them and handle their insurance and handle their paycheck and everything. It can simply be as simple as grabbing some contractors off of websites like Upwork or onlinejobs.ph, and you bring them in and you have them do the work for your clients as you focus on selling the service. What's beautiful about that model is you actually don't need to have any experience of any kind in order to bring on contractors. You can actually leverage the contractors' results to get clients too. So if they've worked on other projects before, you can, for example, run ads or post in Facebook groups or build your brand or whatever in order to get clients, and you can leverage the results that your contractors have been able to get for your clients or for their clients even, right? They don't have to be your clients. But then you can say, look, here's how my team member turned X into X, how they turned $20,000 in ad spend into $300,000 in sales or whatever it is. Leverage their result, talk about it, and get clients for them, because ultimately all you're doing is filling your contractor's calendar with work. It's a very easy way to start and scale your agency. But another thing to think about is, look, when you're selling agency services, you're not selling you doing the service. You're selling the result that comes with the service. A client doesn't care how they get the result. They don't care if it's you doing it, somebody else doing it. And frankly, they don't even care if it's completely hands-off, and the second they buy from you, it's a hands-off process and you do no work at all, and they get the result. So your goal should be to prove out a specific niche and a specific offering for that niche. Let's say one of my students is an orthodontist niche agency, and he actually is now scaling into an information product. So he's gonna raise the prices of his agency to work with him one-on-one, and he's gonna start selling people on an information product, owners of agencies, how to scale your orthodontist practice using Facebook ads. He's gonna teach them how to do it front to back themselves, instead of working with them. So we can scale far above and beyond the $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 a month mark because he's got his sales process in place. He knows how to sell his agency service, and all he's doing is instead of selling an agency service, he's now on the back end selling an information product. So you can scale much, much faster because it doesn't take that much work to have somebody go through an information product. It only takes one purchase, and they're instantly through it, and now they can do it themselves, and frankly, you're not even responsible at that point for their results. It's on them. So you can scale much quicker that way. And there's no reason you should charge any less than you would for an agency service for your course, right? You should keep the prices the same and raise the price of your agency service, not create a course that's cheaper. Raise the price of your agency service, create a course, put that at the price point that your agency once existed at, right? Because that's the value that people are getting. It's not what is included, it's what the result is. People don't care what's included in your offers, they only care what result they get, right? When you understand that, it makes things much easier. It's easier to market, it's easier to sell, it's easier to scale, everything's easier at that point. And really the only thing you have to focus on is the sales process. So In my training, I have a free case study. You can check it out in the link below, treycockrum.com/case-study. And I really talk about there's only two systems that you need: client attraction systems and client conversion systems, okay? Sorry, not conversion, client result systems. So attract clients and get results for clients. Those are the only systems you need to build. And you can create free methods of attracting clients, like using Facebook groups, building your brand, Upwork, things like that. Or you can use paid methods where you're spending, like myself, I spend $300 to $500 to acquire a client, right? And that works just as well. And once you have the inbound client process built, then it's a matter of building the results process. How do you, once they've paid you, get them the result that you marketed to them? Is it a coaching program? Is it an agency service, potentially, which is primarily what most people are interested in? Or is it an information product? What do you do? At the end of the day, the client doesn't care where on that spectrum it exists, whether it's a done-for-you service or a you-do-it-yourself product, as long as they're capable of getting the result. So that's how you scale. You start with an agency service, you stay there for a long time, get really good at it, and eventually you scale into information, and you scale into them doing it themselves, right? And that's why you see so many people move into selling a course or selling online information products, is because once they've proven out a method, the easiest thing to do is to just simply put it into an information product and then sell the result, right? And that's why a lot of information product sellers do so well, is because they spend, and myself included, I spent, I already made about $100,000, selling agency services before I even came out with the course, right? Before I even did it. And I also, did a bunch of coaching for people before I even came out with the course. So I did over 150 hours of coaching. And I really figured out the proof of concept, how to take somebody from point A to point B, and then I took what I learned and put it into a program. That's why I'm here, is to redevelop that program and make it better. So how do you scale as an agency owner beyond the $10,000 a month mark? You have to know your niche. You have to know what results you're getting for your niche and how you're doing it. And then you have to build that machine, get that machinized or systemized, and then you have to build an inbound client machine. It doesn't matter which one it is. I teach a few specific methods, but it doesn't matter if it's Upwork, Facebook groups, paid ads, if it's referral marketing, if it's whatever, if it's cold calling, it doesn't matter. You have to know your numbers there and know how to scale that. And once you have those two systems built out, everything else is totally, completely easy. And this is one thing that a lot of my students get stuck at, and a lot of my clients even get stuck at, because they don't realize that all you're doing with a business is creating two machines: client inbound machines and client result machines. No matter what business you're building, I don't care if you're a restaurant owner, you're building systems to get people to come, then systems to serve them once they're there. That's all you're building with any business. And you gotta think that simple. You gotta stay that simple, otherwise things get overly complex and you never move and you can never scale, because you keep things complex in your head. The problem with keeping things complex is that the more complex they are, the harder it is to act, right? But the reason it's so easy to keep things complex is it gives us reasons to not act. And it gives us reasons to not do what we have to do. And that's where our brain sort of automatically goes whenever we're introduced to a new concept, is it automatically complexifies, if that's the right word, the idea, in order for us to have a good excuse to not act on the idea, right? As long as the idea is complicated and it feels out of reach, then we're not going to do it. Because it's not worth learning, because that's a lot of pain, and we want to avoid pain, because we're biological creatures and we only want to do what directly benefits us in the moment. And so I encourage you to simplify things down. Client inbound machine, client results machine. That's all you got to build. Once you have those two things built, it's purely a matter of time before you scale far above and beyond the $10,000, $20,000 a month mark, if not much higher. I mean, I'm actually right now investing in coaching with somebody who is at $100,000 a month profit with his done-for-you marketing agency. He doesn't sell a course, doesn't sell information product. He's still in the done-for-you phase. And he doesn't actually offer coaching currently. I messaged him and asked if I could do it, and he said, sure, gave me a price tag. It was about $2,000 for about 4 calls. I said, 100%, let's do it. And now I'm going to be implementing some of what he's teaching me into my agency, right? And so you can scale far above and beyond $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 a month. Really, truly, it's as simple as building a client inbound machine and building a client results machine. Those are the two things you got to build. And whether you're doing Facebook ads for chiropractors, whether you're doing, for whatever, funnel building for, information product sellers, whether you're doing, Google ads for e-commerce businesses, it doesn't matter. All that matters is that, whatever you do for them makes them more money than it costs for them to buy it, and that your client inbound machine is humming. That's really all you gotta build, man. If you keep it that simple, things move fast. And that's what I wanna encourage you today with this video, is to keep things simple, think in systems, and that way you can scale far above and beyond that $10,000 a month mark. So that's kind of it for this video. I'm gonna get back to work. I'm gonna start working on the program. If you're interested in it, you can check out some information somewhere, I'm sure. Otherwise, you can check out a free case study in the description where you're not obligated to buy anything. And you can actually just learn the high-level view of how I know agencies operate and how to actually scale far above and beyond the place where most people get stuck at, which is like $4,000 or $5,000 a month, because they have no idea what they're doing. So thanks once again, hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video.